It all comes down to this. Nyjah Huston back on top.
Nyjah Huston back on top, records his 8th street gold medal.
This is Nyjah's 10th gold medal. Unbelievable.
Nyjah Huston.
I remember watching X Games ever since I can remember. When I first started skating, 5 years old, I had a dream of so many things, you know, being a pro skater and being out there skating with those guys, but not one part of me thought it was gonna happen so soon. From what I can remember, it was a mixture of emotions of being super stoked and being super intimidated at the same time, being twice as young as everyone else and twice as small as everyone else. And I was very aware that like how young I was out there, and I wasn't going in there thinking like I'm gonna get top 3. I was just stoked to be in there, and I think my main mindset was just I really wanted to make the finals. I think in those early years of X Games, where it's kind of a lot of the start to the street plaza style courses, there was more like proper sized handrails and ledges and stuff like you'd see in the streets. It was hard for me to skate a lot of the stuff out there and do the tricks I wanted to do on the taller obstacles, mainly just because I was so small. My legs didn't have that pop that I needed yet. So I mean, I wasn't going out there and being like hard on myself. I knew my time was gonna come soon. 2009, 2010, the main difference was that was just me growing up, being a bigger, more powerful skater. I started skating with more speed, more power, and more pop.
Here is young 14-year-old Nyjah Huston in second right now, on his way to his first medal. Nyjah Huston, it looks like he's going home with a medal.
By 2010 and getting a second place, I mean, I wasn't having it. I was definitely ready to get a win. To this day, I mean, if I don't win, I don't really see the difference in getting second compared to getting whatever it is, 8th or whatever.
Nyjah skating inspired.
Big spin. He was board slice, got it to Fahey.
2011 X Games, that was my first win. I definitely had such a bigger bag of tricks to put down. I would say the main trick in the run that got me the win was the kickflip backtail big spin down the rail.
There it is!
Something I've learned about X Games, they want to see a well put together run and good flow and a lot of tricks and stuff, but they want to see at least one really hard trick.
Street gold medalist at age 16. Nyjah Huston just continuing his run of dominance.
Getting a big win like that in a pro contest did a lot for my motivation, and it was definitely a dream come true. 2012, I ended up getting 3rd place, and I remember being pretty bummed on that because I think I didn't land the stuff I wanted to, but I ended up competing in real street that year, so it was a big relief to get that 1st place. Next year, 2013, was definitely a standout year for me. There was 3 X Games that year. There was one in Brazil, there was one in Barcelona, and then one in LA. And I ended up winning all 3 of those. The one in Barcelona is still one of my favorite, if not my favorite contest win ever, because it was me and P-Rod battling back and forth. He was killing it, and I was coming back with the heat, and it came down to that last trick. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people remember that hard flip over the hub.
It all comes down to this. Oh, hard flip.
God!
This is that storybook ending we've been waiting for. He needed an 8.4, and Nyjah Huston gets an 8.5.
I used to love hard flips, and then after that one, I was like, all right, contest-wise, I don't know, I think I was just over it after that. That one would just steal the deal for me.
As Nyjah Huston becomes the winningest street skater in X Games history, this is a victory lap for Nyjah Huston.
No one times their run better than Nyjah
No
Huston.
one.
Looking back, I didn't even realize that I had that long of a streak of wins. Part of me likes being in that situation, and then part of me doesn't, because then you're just going in and people are expecting you to win. Skateboarding is so technical. Like one little foot position wrong or one balance point wrong, like you can fall. It's just that skateboarding isn't one of those things that you can go into something expecting to win. But I do tell myself I'm gonna go out there and do my absolute best and make sure I'm out there going for the tricks that I know are capable of winning.
This is the moment we've all been waiting for. Nyjah Huston.
2016, 2017, I got a second and a third. I wouldn't say I ever questioned my ability, but I'm sure I went home and I was like, all right, I need to learn some new tricks, you know? That's the cool thing about skateboarding. There's always harder tricks to be learned. And as you can see, that's how I won my last 3 contests, is pulling out gnarly tricks at the end of the run. The nollie on those one was 2 times now. It was last year in Minneapolis and this year in Shanghai. That one did it for me. X Games has done so much for me throughout my career. Ever since skating that first one when I was 11 years old, I mean, that's something that still gets talked about to this day. You know, I'll always be thankful for X Games being there, and I'm always looking forward to everyone. I'm stoked.